UFC 318, Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier is a little under 2 weeks away. I have to make a video, guys. UFC 318 is a complete disgrace. It is an utter abomination. It is a travesty to UFC pay-per-views. And people lapping up this slop are the reason the UFC keeps just feeding us dog shit card after dog shit card. And quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I mean, this card is one of the worst pay-per-views I have ever seen in my entire time as a UFC fan. And it's getting out of hand, boys. Let's just jump right into looking at it. I had to make this video. I mean, the main event is okay. It's an all right main event. It's a good, solid fight for the main event. Shouldn't be a main event of a pay-per-view. For a fake-ass title. Oh, BMF title, man. It's the BMF. It's the bad motherfucking title. It's the stupidest shit ever, first off. WWE belt. On top of it being a WWE belt, Ilia Topuria humiliated Max Holloway. He pointed to the center. Ilia pointed to the center. Max Holloway ran away. Ilia offered Max an opportunity to win the belt, the actual belt, the featherweight title, to regain the featherweight title, and Max ran away. Ended up getting finished anyway, so he forfeited his only opportunity to win, which would have been standing and banging with Ilia Topuria, but he'll do that with a guy he eye gouges twice in the first round in Justin Gaethje and get that KO at UFC 300. But now he's defending what was already a fake belt, which is even more illegitimate now because he ran away from Ilia Topuria. So Max Holloway is no longer the BMF champion, but even if he was, which he technically is, he's defending his fake WWE belt against Dustin Poirier in his retirement fight. The only thing good about this fight card is Dustin Poirier is retiring in his hometown of New Orleans. That is the only thing good, okay? Because both these guys are coming off a loss. They're fighting for an illegitimate BMF title that was already the laughing stock of the UFC. But I could accept this fight. I could accept this fight. Stylistically, it's fun. Both guys are still elite fighters or close to elite fighters. And it's a fun matchup. But a card like this, when you're going to have this as a main event, you better have a damn good undercard. And I don't know if you guys have looked at this yet. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull, co-main event. I don't even know what... I don't have words. People say, Joey, I thought you were a fan of the sport. Why do you... All you do is complain. The UFC is giving us dog shit. Dan Ige, Patricio Pitbull, co-main of a pay-per-view? In America, we pay $80 plus tax. Dan Ige versus Patricio Pitbull? What a joke for a co-main event. Oh, but it gets worse. If you thought that was bad, let's go to the next fight. Oh my God. It's like I forgot and I'm just being exposed to. This is a joke, man. Ateba Gutier versus Robert Valentine. Featured fight on a pay-per-view. Look, Gutier is an interesting prospect. I believe he has one win in the UFC. Featured fight on a pay-per-view main card. Middle of the summer. This is supposed to be some of the UFC's marquee cards. And you have weirdo UFC shills, Dana White sycophants, the gambling bros, lapping this slop up like, yeah, man. Man, I'm a hardcore. I know who Ateba Gutier is, man. He's a future champion, bro. And Max is such a badass. Look at all his cool tattoos, man. He ran from Ilia Topuria and got brutally finished afterwards. Robert Valentine in a featured fight on a pay-per-view, that should send you to federal fucking prison, okay? Now, granted, they may change around this bout order. Which is why we're going to look at every fight on the card. But let's continue on. Oh, man. It just keeps getting worse. Paulo Costa versus Roman Khabibulov got plucked off of UFC 317 to help bolster UFC 318. This fight probably won't even happen. Last time I said that the next day it got canceled. This fight probably won't even happen. Paulo Costa, Roman Khabibulov. I mean, Paulo Costa's checkered past, okay? All right? Of not showing up for fights or showing up overweight. And is this really even that good of a fight? When's the last time Paulo Costa even got a win? Okay? Roman Khabibulov, don't get me wrong, this is a decent matchup. This is a prelim at best or opening up a pay-per-view main card. It would not shock me if they move this to co-main event. It would not shock. A meaningless shit middleweight fight as a co-main event of a UFC pay-per-view. But let's carry on. I don't even want to talk about that much because I'm tired of Paulo Costa at this point, okay? Opening up the main card currently, we have Michael Johnson, 750-year-old Michael Johnson, versus Daniel Zellhuber. I mean, this isn't the worst like pay-per-view main card opener because obviously they're trying to build Zellhuber up and they want him to go out there and destroy Michael Johnson, the guy who's still fighting at 700 years old. And so I kind of get it, but I mean, this is the card that we're getting. I mean, guys, that's the main card right there, according to the UFC's website right now. According to UFC's website right now, that's the card we're getting for this main event. I mean, this is an abomination, boys. Let's go to the prelims. Let's go to the prelims. Well, maybe they swap some prelims around. Featured prelim, Marvin Vettori, Brendan Allen. Honestly, this should be on the main card. Not that great of a fight. Swap that out with Gutier versus Valentine. I don't think they will because the UFC, considering this airs on ESPN, they like to have somewhat of a notable name to get people to watch the prelims. Don't care about this fight at all. It's an okay fight. It's a decent prelim. Don't get me wrong. It belongs on the prelim. But compared to the main card, it belongs on the main card right now. Let's continue. Kyler Phillips versus Vinicius Oliveira. This is one of the matchups that I actually like on the card. I wouldn't mind this being on the main card. Vinicius Oliveira, very interesting bantamweight prospect. Kyler Phillips, inconsistent, looking good at some points. Looks like he has unlimited cardio. Then he doesn't anymore. It's very bizarre. I actually like this matchup. Can't really say anything bad about that. Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira. Canceled. It's no longer happening. Aliskerov broke his foot, I believe. I believe that's what it was. I'm not 100% sure. But either way, this fight is canceled, so that's not happening. Then we get to the early prelims. Neil Magny versus Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson's kind of old for Neil Magny to be beaten up on, isn't he? Let's continue. Jimmy Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. I mean, I guess that's an early that's an early prelim. Okay, so that kind of makes sense. But either way, none of these fights can be moved to the main card to salvage the main card that's literally less than 2 weeks away. Let's continue. Adam Fugit versus Islam Dulatov. It's an okay fight for an early prelim. It's an okay, but it's not a banger. And then lastly, we have Carly Judas versus Nicole Cagliari. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce her name. Guys, you tell me. Is this $80 worth, $85 worth, $86 worth, $89 worth, depending on where you're at tax-wise? I mean, this pay-per-view in particular, the prelims aren't like the worst prelims ever. But to have an illegitimate main event like this, and then to top it all off, you can't even have a good card underneath of it. And people my biggest problem, the reason I want to make this video is because you have the UFC shills, the UFC sycophants, acting like this is good. They act like this is good because they want to gamble every weekend. Or they want to suck Dana every weekend. I mean, there's different categories here. You have the gambling bros. Like, yeah, man, I got 20 units on Carly Judas. The dogs are going to be barking. I hate those people. The gambling bros. They don't care if it's an Apex. This is a glorified fight night at the Apex. Okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration. This is a glorified arena fight night. This should not be a pay-per-view. But yet you have these dudes who are like, yeah, man. Patricio Pitbull's a sneaky dog, man. I think the dogs are going to be barking. And if we accept this type of slop, the pay-per-views are going to keep getting worse. I've been saying this for years, and it keeps happening. When people defend garbage like this, and again, If it was just the main event and they had a really good supporting cast underneath of it, it'd be okay. It'd be fine. Stack the card underneath of it. Now we're getting shit main events, or not amazing main events. And then underneath of it, we're getting slopped. They're not even stacking the card to make up for the fact that they got a lackluster main event, not even a notable fight. Two guys on losing streaks fighting each other for an illegitimate belt nobody gives a rat's ass about because it's WWE. People are accepting this. I'm disgusted. I mean, and then you have the people who are just so loyal to Dana White. They're like, yeah, man, you just don't understand, man. You're not following the sport enough, man. And it just sickens me. It just sickens me. I've been screaming it from the rooftop for years. If you start accepting shit like this, it becomes more and more prevalent. And what has happened? I've been saying the same thing about undeserved title shots. It's a slippery slope. Because next year, the card's going to be worse than this. And this is already unacceptable. But they slowly continue to lower fan expectation over and over and over again, and people accept it. They don't say anything about it. I encourage everyone watching this video, do not buy UFC 318. Please, for the love of God, do not buy UFC 318. I know pay-per-views are already in the gutter, so hopefully in their next streaming rights deal, they do away with pay-per-views, and then they can just make whatever shit cards they want. But don't buy this pay-per-view. This is not worth $80 at all. And what makes it even worse is, let me pull this up real quick. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. We got this abomination coming up this Saturday. Look at this fight night, boys. Nashville, UFC Fight Night Nashville. It's all right. But this is arena. This isn't an arena style. This is an Apex card. Taliesin Teixeira in a main event. What a joke. But I'm not going to, I could sit here and rant and rave about this, but this isn't the worst fight night card ever. But realistically, we shouldn't be having this card. We have too many cards. Imagine if you threw some of the decent fights on this card. Derek Lewis, Taliesin Teixeira could open up the pay-per-view main card. You could have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Gabriel Bonfin on the prelims. Calvin Kattar, Steve Garcia on the prelims. Vitor Petrino, Austin Lane, cut them from the organization. Get rid of both of them. Tukos Tokos and Junior Tafa, get them out of the organization. But imagine if you just canceled this fight card. Even Max Griffin, Chris Curtis, good prelim right there. You could throw this on the main card, or you could throw this, you could mix in some of these fights on UFC 318, and it would be a much better card. But the UFC has to shit out a card every single weekend because that's what they want, because that's part of the ESPN deal. ESPN isn't in touch with the fans, so they don't care. They just get whatever slop the UFC gives them, and then the betting bros and the Dana White shills hype this garbage up. This card is unacceptable. For a pay-per-view? Man, it's really sad seeing the sport you love just slowly become shittier and shittier and shittier. And I'll tell you this right now. 319 can't come soon enough. I don't know why I started to butcher saying 319. By the way, I'm going to have to make a video on it. UFC Saudi Arabia is a banger. Or UFC Fight Night Abu Dhabi is a banger. Okay, but that's not what this video is about. This is the banger. Look at this Apex dog shit right here. Albazi Tyra main event. Ew. I'll tell you this right now, though. 319 cannot come soon enough. And this card isn't even that great, but the main event, man. Dricus Du Plessis, Hamza Chimaev. At least we got a banger main event. I cannot wait for this fight. This is the best fight of the year on paper. I cannot wait. Dricus just slopping his way around the octagon with unbelievable willpower. Hamza Chimaev, the unstoppable force. I cannot wait to see this. But even this card is like, they need Ian Machado Gary on the co-main event to save the day. But at least this card's all right because it has an amazing main event. And it has some decent fights underneath of it. But to say this is $80 worth plus tax, and this is as well, Dana White is checked out. All he cares about is power slap and the ultimate skateboarder and the ultimate surfer and whatever else, the energy drink that he's promoting. So all he does is shit out card after card that he doesn't even want to show up to. He probably won't even show up to this card. Doesn't even show up to the cards. He's too busy promoting his new energy drink or his new bull, his ultimate bull riding. And the best they can do for promotion is some shitty embeddeds about haircuts and suitcases, luggage, and plane rides and rides to the Las Vegas Strip. It's getting to a point where it's just a slap in the face where I just want to start skipping cards. I could miss this card, and outside of the main event, I really wouldn't care that much. And that's sad, coming from a person who used to watch every single fight on every single card, basically for 15 years now. Yeah, 15 years. Damn. I was watching when I was a kid, okay? And now I'm a grown man, a true alpha, okay? But yeah, I skipped Aaron Blanchfield versus Macy Barber, which ultimately didn't happen. That's the first fight card I skipped in many, 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 many years. I'm not going to skip this card. Obviously, I'm going to cover this card. Obviously, it's going to be crazy to see Dustin Poirier, a legend of the sport, retire in his hometown. But he probably won't retire. If I know anything about MMA, Poirier probably win and then probably say, oh, maybe I'll stick around for an Ilia to Poirier fight. Then they'll book another undeserved title shot at lightweight. I know the UFC. I know the UFC well enough. So Dustin Poirier is not actually retiring. He'll probably, if he beats Max, he will stick around and try to get an Ilia to Poirier fight. Because it seems like at lightweight, Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje just get unlimited title shots. That's what it seems like to me. Okay, so we'll probably get another one. Anyway, I just needed to make a video venting about UFC 318. You guys think I'm crazy? Am I being over-exaggeratory here? Am I overreacting to this dog shit card? Let me know. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And thank you so much for watching.